Hello everyone. In this video, we'll be going over through the exercise that we uh, that is there in the Unix part 2 uh, tutorial. So let's get started. This will help us do a recap of the commands that we have learned and actually apply them to solve some problems. So let's do the first exercise. So the exercise is get the contents of the URL, which is the offshift.com. This is the URL, and find all the lines that are starting with the less than this skip sequence, and then we want to save this into a file called strip.html.txt, and then after that we want to output the last 5 lines of that file. So first thing is we want to get contents of the URL toshit.com. We did something similar in the previous video, so I'll just clean up the my working directory, which is the choco. I just do a pwd and do an ls.l. So these are the files. What I'll do is I'll just make a new directory and call it exercises, or exercis exercises, and I'll go into this exercises directory. So there's nothing there. So let's clean up the screen. So we'll do a curl and then just copy this link and then see what we get. So this is similar to what we got before. So I think there is a problem. This should be an https. I'll update this page, so it should be an https link. So once you do an https of that page, so now you can see we got the contents of that page. So this is an html file. You see there's a title, welcome to Unix, and then if we go to the actual URL, so you should also get the https. So let's type in shift.com, and if you look at the source of this page, this should be identical to what we have here in the terminal. So let's go back to the exercise. So what it says is to get the contents of the URL and then find all the lines starting with this. So what we want to find is we want to list out all the lines which has uh, this HTML, what do you call it, the less than symbol, this one. So usually this is called an HTML tag, and we want to filter in all the lines which has this tag. So it reminds us that we want to do a text search, which is the grep command. So what we'll do is we will redirect this output. So curl gives us the output and displays in the standard out, which is the console, and we'll redirect this output and we'll do a grep. We want to only see lines which has this symbol. So in order to do that, what we'll do is grep and then ignore case, and then we will in the pattern that we have, and then we don't have to give any file name because we are redirecting the output and put it and then piping it into this command. So once we do that, what happens is, let's output it. So you see it is outputting the same HTML but only the lines which matches the pattern that we have given. So, and that pattern was this command. This is the command that we gave, and the pattern was this. And then it is saying, then you save this, whatever the output came out of this, save this into a file called strip.html.txt. So I'll save it. So what I'll do is so we have used piping. So the curl gave me the URL, and then we piped it through a grep so that we can filter the text, and now we will redirect the output into a strip.html. Oh, sorry about that. We'll redirect the output into strip.html.txt. What this will do is it will redirect this output. It will save this output into a file called strip.html.txt. So it did. So if I do an ls.l, you will see there is a file called strip.html.txt. You can view the contents of this file, and it should exactly match what we had. So this is the contents of the file, and it has the filtered output which came out of the grep command. So this is basically how you do the first problem. So there is one more part. We want to display the last 5 lines of this file. So how to display? We'll use the tail command. Tail last 5 lines and then strip.html, and it shows the last 5 lines of the command of this file. So that completes our exercise number 1. Now let's do the exercise number 2. So what it says is find all the names and path of the python.py files in your home directory, and then save it into a file called allpy.txt. So how do we do that? So right now we are not in the home directory. However, we can use the path or the tilde sign to search through it. So because we are trying to find files with names, which means we have to use the find command. So find, and then we have to give the location where we want to find. So it says the home directory, so we can use the shortcut for the home. So now it will find files in the home directory, and then what we want to find is the python files .py. So we will use name, so I will only search by name, and then I can use wildcard, so star.py. What this will do is it will find all the files that ends with .py. So these are the python files. So if I do an enter, it will say there are so many files that came up. So these are the files that were there in my home directory, am subdirectories. You see, this is my home directory, and then I had the virtual environment, libpython, and all these files are there. So it just, you know, uh, filled my Unix terminal with everything. So now that we know that this command, so the previous command was this will output all the files in my home directory and subdirectory which end with Python. So I want to save it into all py.txt. So what I will do is I'll use a redirection operator, and then use this text file. We'll put it in the text file, and I'm still in my the exercises directory that I used. I'm just using a path to find all it and then save it in this current location. So when I do that, it just saved everything into this allpy.txt file. So if I do an ls.l, you'll see there is an allpy.txt. If you want to check what is there in that, you just do a more and then allpy.txt, and you see you can scroll through. These are all the file links that we searched, and then we redirected and saved it in this file. You can search through all of that. You can use more or you can use less. Press a Q to exit. So now that we're done with the first part of this exercise. Second part is we have to count the number of lines that were found in and output them. So how do we do that? So in order to do that, we'll do a wc command, the count command. So we have everything saved in this file, allpy.txt. So what we'll do is wc, and we want to count the number of lines. So we'll use a -l option, or and then allpy.txt. So what it tells me that there are 2,665 lines in that file, and these are the, because I use the L option, it only shows the number of lines, not the words. So I have finished the second part of the exercise. Now from the output, now from the file, now it's asking me to read the file again and then output all the lines that contain the word setup. So what it's asking me to do is to do a string search of the word setup in that file. So in allpy.txt, I want to do a string search of setup and save it into another file called allpy setup.txt. So what I will do is, so in this file I'll do a grep search. So grep, ignore case, and then do setup and just see how it looks like. So if I do a grep I setup, oh sorry, I forgot to give the file name, allpy.txt. So it shows that in this file there are these many lines which has the word setup. So now what I will do is I will redirect the output into another file. So I will do this and then redirect the output to allpy setup.txt. So now if I do a more of allpy setup.txt, all setup.txt, you see it has all the lines saved in which has the word setup in them.